ज्योति माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इति अभिध्यायतो नासात् विव्रात् सहसान्यथा वराहतो निरङ्गात अंगुष्ठपरिमाणकः। Naina Mataji, please, in English.
Yes, Hare Krishna. O sinless Vidura, all of a sudden, while Brahma was engaged in thinking, a small form of a boar came out of his nostril. The measurement of the creature was not more than the upper portion of a thumb.
तस्याभिपश्यतः खस्यतः क्षणेन किल भारता गजमात्रः प्रवव्रधे तत् अद्भुतं भून्महता.
O descendant of Bharata, while Brahma was observing him, that boar became situated in the sky in a wonderful manifestation, as gigantic as a great elephant.
मरीचि प्रमुखे विप्रे कुमारे मनुना सह दृष्ट्वा तत्सौकरं रूपं तर्कयामास चित्रधा.
Struck with wonder at observing the wonderful boar-like form in the sky, Brahma, with great brahmanas like Marichi, as well as the Kumaras and Manu, began to argue in various ways.
इमे तत् सुकरय व्याजं सत्वं दिव्यम् अवस्थितम् अहो बताश्चर्यमिदं न स्नासाया मे विनिसृतम्.
Is this some extraordinary entity come in the pretense of a boar? It is very wonderful that he has come from my nose.
दृष्टो अंगुष्ठः शिरोमात्रः क्षणात् गण्डशिलासमः अपि स्विद् भगवानेश यज्ञो मे खेदयन्मनः.
First of all, this boar was seen no bigger than the tip of a thumb, and within a moment he was as large as a stone. My mind is perturbed. Is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu?
इति मीमांसतस्तस्य ब्राह्मणः सह सुनुभिः भगवान् यज्ञपुरुषो जगर्जागेन्द्रसन्निभः.
While Brahma was deliberating with his sons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu roared tumultuously like a great mountain.
ब्रह्माणं हर्षयामास हरिस्तांश्च द्विजोत्तमान् स्वर्गर्जितेन ककुभः प्रतिस्वनयता विभुः.
The omnipotent Supreme Personality of Godhead enlivened Brahma and the other highly elevated Brahmanas by again roaring with his uncommon voice, which echoed in all directions.
निशम्यते गर्गरितं स्वखेदक्षयिष्णु मायामयसूकरस्य जनः तपः सत्यनिवासिनस्ते त्रिभिः पवित्रैर्मुनयो गृणन् समः.
When the great sages and thinkers who are residents of Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyalokas heard the tumultuous voice of Lord Bo, which was the all-auspicious sound of the all-merciful Lord, they chanted auspicious chants from the three Vedas.
तेषां सतां वेदवितान् मूर्ति ब्रह्मावृधायार्तमगुणानुवादं विनद्य भूयो विबुधोदयाय गजेन्द्रलीलो जलमाविवेश.
Playing like an elephant, he entered into the water after roaring again in reply to the Vedic prayers by the great devotees. The Lord is the object of the Vedic prayers, and thus he understood that the devotees' prayers was meant for him.
उक्षिप्तवालः खचरः कठोरः सटा विधुन्वन् खररोमशत्वक् खुराहताभ्रः सितद्रंष्ट इक्षा ज्योतिर्भमासे ज्योतिर्बभासे भगवान् महीध्रः.
Before entering the water to rescue the earth, Lord Bo flew in the sky, slashing his tail, his hard hairs quivering. His very glance was luminous, and he scattered the clouds in the sky with his hooves and his glittering white tusks.
घ्राणेन पृथ्व्याः पदवीं विजिघ्रन क्रोडापदेशः स्वयं ध्वराङ्गः करालदंष्टोऽपि करालदृग्भ्या मुद्रीक्षय विप्रान् गृणतो विषक्कम्.
He was personally the Supreme Lord Vishnu and was therefore transcendental. Yet, because he had the body of a hog, he searched after the earth by smell. His tusks were fearful, and he glanced over the devotees, Brahmanas, engaged in offering prayers. Thus he entered the water.
स वज्रकूटाङ्गनिपातवेगविशीर्णकुक्षी स्तनयन्नुदन्वान् उत्सृष्टदीर्घोर्मिभुजैरिवार्त शुक्रोश यज्ञेशर्पाहिमेति.
Diving into the water like a giant mountain, Lord Bo divided the middle of the ocean, and two high waves appeared as the arms of the ocean, which cried loudly as if praying to the Lord, O Lord of all sacrifices, please do not cut me in two. Kindly give me protection.
खुरैक्षुरप्रदर्ययंस्तदाप उत्पारपारं त्रिपरुरसायां ददर्श गाम तत्र सुषुप्सुरग्रे यां जीवधानीं स्वयं भयधत्त.
Lord Bo penetrated the water with his hooves, which were like the sharp arrows, and found the limits of the ocean, although it was unlimited. He saw the earth, the resting place for all living beings, lying as if was in beginning of creation, and he personally lifted it.
स्वन्द्रष्टयोद्धृत्येन महीं निमग्नां स उत्थितः सन् रुरुचेरसायः तत्रापि दैत्यं गदया पतन्तं सुनाभसन्दीपितीव्रमन्युः.
Lord Bo very easily took the earth on his tusks and got it out of the water. Thus he appeared very splendid. Then his anger, glowing like the Sudarshan wheel, he immediately killed the demon Hiranyaksha, although he tried to fight with the Lord.
जघानरुन्धानमयि विक्रमं सलीलयेभं मृगराडिवाम्भसि तद्रक्तपङ्काङ्कितगण्डतुण्डो यथा गजेन्द्रो जगतीं विभिन्दन्.
Thereupon Lord Bo killed the demon within the water, Just as a lion kills an elephant, the cheeks and tongue of the Lord became smeared with the blood of the demon, just as an elephant becomes reddish from the digging in the purple earth.
तमालनीलं सितदन्तकोट्या श्मामुत्क्षिपत्पन्तं गजलीलयाङ्ग प्रज्ञाय बद्धाञ्जलयोनुवाक्य विरिञ्च मुख्या उपतस्थुरीशम्.
Then the Lord, playing like an elephant, suspended the earth on the edge of his curved white tusks. He assumed a bluish complexion, like that of a tamil tree, and thus the sages, headed by Brahma, could understand him to be the supreme personality of Godhead, and offered respectful obeisances unto the Lord.
ऋषयः ऊचु जितं जितं ते जितयज्ञभावन् त्रयीं तनुं स्वां परिधुन्वते नमः यद्रोमगरेषु निलिल्युर्धय तस्मै नमः कारणसूकरायते. हरे कृष्णा. थैंक यू.
All the sages uttered with great respect, O unconquerable enjoyer of all sacrifices, all glories and victories unto you. You are moving in your form of the personified Vedas, and in the hair holes of your body, the oceans are submerged. For certain reasons, to uplift the earth, you have now assumed the form of a boar. Hare Krishna. Please forgive any mistakes. Hare Krishna.
Does anyone want to do Mangalacharan, please? Because Shri Kishori Mataji is not here today.
I'll do it, Mataji.
Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Agnanantatimirandasya Gnananjana Chakshuro Olmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Bhakatamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Siyutpada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan सहगण रघुनाथं वितां तं सजीवं सादेतं साधुतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णा चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Mamta Mataji will be joining us shortly. Hare Krishna, Mamta Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. I hope you all had a good day today. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining today. So today we are going to do Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 13, and the verses will be 27 to 30, I think. 27 to 30. Mataji, did anybody do the prayers or we have to do now? Hare
We've done
Krishna,
the
dear
prayers.
devotees. Mataji?
Yes,
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Mataji, we've done the
Puja
Mangalacharan.
Mataji has done
Has
Mangala.
done. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me again today, and we'll try level best to do what we can today with this wonderful avatar of Lord Shri Vishnu. So before starting, I think let's do the invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Shri Krishna. So, verse 27. So, I think you all must have yesterday yesterday. You must have heard what happened when Lord Varaha appears now, isn't it? When all the sages will be trying to, when Brahma will be trying to, Lord Brahma will be meditating, because I think Swayambhavu Manu will be asking, the advice of his father, and with Shatarupa, so that they can have a progeny, and where should they start, how should they do, where to go. And this is when Brahma will be meditating, basically, because then they will see the earth is not there. So then Brahma will be meditating. Then through this meditation, from his nostril comes a small, very tiny particle, which later becomes which enlarges into more huge than a mountain. And that takes the form of a shape of a boar. And that is, people realize that anything which is from in a small span of time, which started increasing in size, they recognized it was the transcendental form of the Lord. And so the Lord comes in the form of a boar. So why this special animal? Why boar of all the animals? Because boar could actually go and fetch the earth from the deeper parts of the sea, or from the mucky, sandy base of the ocean, of the Garbhodakshaya ocean. So we needed somebody very powerful to get the earth from there. So I think, is it possible if somebody could read this beautiful verse? It's a nice long verses too. Somebody could read nicely the verse, and then.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Danvat Pranam. Can I read, please?
Please, Mataji. You can sing, it'll be really nice.
Okay. उत्क्षिप्तवाला खचरा कठोरा सता विधुन्वान् खररोमशत्वा खुराः ताभ्रासितदंस्त्र इक्षा ज्योतिर्बभासे भगवान् महेन्द्रः.
Beautiful. So you can read, either you can read the synonyms or you can go with the translation, Mataji, and the purport also, please.
Yeah, sure. If you scroll down, please.
You can also go with the synonyms also if you want. It's very nice.
Okay. If somebody can scroll up a bit.
Okay, Jyoti Mataji, can you please scroll up the thing? Okay, I'll do the synonyms meanwhile, and then Mataji can scroll up the thing meanwhile, okay?
Okay.
Utshipta, valaha, mist flashing with the tail. Khacharaha, in the sky. Katoraha, very hard. Sataha, hairs on the shoulder. Vidhuvan, quivering. Khara, sharp. Romasattvak, skin full of hairs. Khura ahata, struck by the hooves. Abraha, the clouds. Sita damstraha, white tusks. Iksha, glance. Jyotihi, luminous. Babhase, began to emit an effulgence. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Mahi Draha, the supporter of the world. Mataji, can you please change the thing? Can you please scroll up, Mataji, so that Mataji can read? Jyoti Mataji, please. Thank you so much. Okay. No, we need to read the translation, Mataji, first. Yes, lovely. Thank you. And then you have to scroll up again for the purport too. Please, Mataji, please read the translation and the
Yeah,
purport.
sure.
Thank you.
Before entering the water to rescue the earth, Lord Boar flew in the sky, slashing his tail, his hard hairs quivering. His very glance was luminous, and he scattered the clouds in the sky with his hooves and his glittering white tusks. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the Lord is offered prayers by his devotees, his transcendental activities are described. Here are some of the transcendental features of Lord Boar. As the residents of the upper three planetary systems offered their prayers to the Lord, it is understood that his body expanded throughout the sky, beginning from the topmost planet, Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita that his eyes are the sun and the moon. Therefore, his very glance over the sky was illuminating as the sun or the moon. The Lord is described herein as Mahidraha, which means either a big mountain or the sustainer of the earth. In other words, the Lord's body was as big and hard as the Himalayan mountains. Otherwise, how was it possible that he kept the entire earth on the support of his white tusks? The poet Jayadeva, a great devotee of the Lord, has sung of the incident in his prayers for the incarnation.
Please sing that song, Mataji. वसति दशन शिखरे धरणी तव लग्ना शशिनि कलंक कलेव निमग्ना केशवधृता सुकर रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे.
All glories to Lord Keshava Krishna, who appeared as the boar. The earth was held between his tusks, which appeared like the scars on the moon.
The next verse, please. Mataji, please read all the four, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Grihane
prithvya padavim vijigran क्रोधापदेशा स्वयमध्वराङ्गा करालदंस्त्रोऽप्यकरालदृभ्याम् उद्वीक्ष्य विप्राङ्गृणतो विशद्कम्. Translation: He was personally the Supreme Lord Vishnu and was therefore transcendental. Yet, because he had the body of a hog, he searched after the earth by smell. His tusks were fearful, and he glanced over the devotee Brahmanas engaged in offering prayers. Thus he entered the water. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We should always remember that although the body of a hog is material, the hog form of the Lord was not materially contaminated. It is not possible for an earthly hog to assume a gigantic form spreading throughout the sky. beginning from the Satyaloka. His body is always transcendental in all circumstances. Therefore, the assumption of the form of a boar is only his pastime. His body is all Vedas, all or transcendental. But since he had assumed the form of a boar, he began to search out the earth by smelling, just like a hog. The Lord can perfectly play the part of any living entity. The gigantic feature of the boar was certainly very fearful for all known devotees, but to the pure devotees of the Lord, he was not at all fearful. On the contrary, he was so pleasingly glancing upon his devotees that all of them felt transcendental happiness. Text 29. सवज्रकूताङ्गनिपातवेगा विशीर्णकुक्षिस्तनयन् उदन्वान् उत्सृता दीर्घोर्मिभुजैरिवार्ताश् चुक्रोषु यज्ञेश्वर पाहि मेति. Translation: diving into the water like a gigantic mountain, Lord Boar divided the middle of the ocean, and two high waves appeared as the arms of the ocean, which cried loudly as if praying to the Lord, O Lord of all sacrifices, please do not cut me in two. Kindly give me protection. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Even the great ocean was perturbed by the falling of the mountain-like body of the transcendental boar, and it appeared to be frightened as if death were imminent. Text 30. कुरेक्षूरप्रेदरयांस्तदाप उत्पारपारां त्रिपरुरसायां ददर्शगां तत्र सुस्पृशाग्रे यं जीवदानीं स्वयमभ्यधाता. Translation: Lord Boar penetrated the water with his hooves, which were like sharp arrows, and found the limits of the ocean. Although it was unlimited, he saw the earth, the resting place for all living beings, lying as it was in the beginning of creation, and he personally lifted it. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Rasayam is sometimes interpreted to mean Rasatal, the lowest planetary system, but that is not applicable in this connection. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, the Earth is 7 times superior to the other planetary systems, namely Tal, Atal, Talatal, Vital, Rasatal, Patal, etc. Therefore, the Earth cannot be situated in the Rasatal planetary system. It is described in the Vishnu Dharma. पातालमूलेश्वरभोगसंहातो विन्यस्य पादो पृथिवीं च बिभ्रता यस्योपमानो न बभूवसु च्युतो ममास्तु माङ्गल्यविवृद्धये हरिः. Therefore the Lord found the earth on the bottom of the Garbhoda ocean, where the planets rest during the devastation at the end of Brahma's day. Text.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautifully sung and beautifully read. Absolutely. It was so blissful listening to Mataji. Thank
All
you so
glories
much.
to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So obviously, so far we have seen that how we're just trying to tell before that, isn't it? How Brahmaji will be meditating, and then how the board form appears, and then now the board form, after the board form, absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Shama Mataji. The board form. Now, why did we need the board form? Because that is the only form which could go down and bring the earth. So bring the earth from the deepest of the oceans, and nobody else could do that. No other animal could do that, you know. So, and when Lord Vishnu takes the form of an animal, some of the animals can be very ferocious looking, but that's only for the non-devotees. For the devotees, when we know that it is the Lord, then we always say he has a pleasing nature, and everything, the whole body is transcendental, so nothing over there appears harsh. So it appears more softer. So like how even Narsimhadev, people will get very scared to see Narsimhadev the same way. But then when we know it is the Lord, it always appears softer, you know. Same thing even with the Balaramji also, when it appears in the form of a the snake, or Vishnu avatar appears in the form of Kurma, or Varaha, Kurma, Matsya, all these animals, you know. So you start appreciating the animals a lot. So over here, I just wanted to, I mean, this is all very self-explanatory about what has happened in these verses of purpose of Srila Prabhupada has quite, basically, Srila Prabhupada is trying to glorify the body of the Lord, and how you can see when the power of the Lord is also shown over here, the glorification, it is glorified over here, how the Lord from the nostril, when he comes as a small little tiny thing, becomes so big within a matter of seconds, becomes so huge. And then you can imagine that huge form is again flying in the sky. So how big can the sky be for the animal to fly? And then it also shows that we are slashing his tail, his activities of here, and his hard hairs quivering, his very glance was luminous. It's all glorifying the Lord. And how it shows the power of here of the Lord, basically. It shows like how anger over there, and power, and what do you say? The structure, basically, his hooves and his tusks, everything has a meaning as to why the form, in the form of the boar, and every part of it is glorified of here. So now what happens is, because the earth, everything, earth and below, everything was all submerged in the Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And so the prayers were done by those rishis who were above the earth atmosphere, like Janaloka, Tapaloka, and anything below Brahmaloka, basically, and above the earth. So all these lokas, the prayers were performed by the sages. And when actually the Varaha Avatar happened, when it just went into the ocean, divided the ocean into just because it is so huge that it basically just a dip into it seemed like slashing the ocean into two parts. And then the ocean starts actually asking for help. Please do not kill me. Please do not kill me. Such is the force. So we are trying to show how Lord Vishnu is very forceful and fearful avatar over here. And you need that because the demons were also equally powerful, and they're very, very powerful. So the demon of here we're talking about is Hiranyaksha, who is one of Titi's son, and Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyaksha is the one, again, he will be, what happened was, apparently, so they were digging the earth of his resources, basically. All the gold, he was digging so much of gold out of the earth that it became so unstable that it fell into the ocean. And then Hiranyaksha couldn't get the earth from the bottom. So Vishnu comes, obviously, because of the prayers of all these sages. Lord Vishnu takes the form of the boar avatar, and then the Varaha avatar, and then he goes down to pick up the Mother Earth. So, and when you go in South India, there will be so many temples where they will have Varaha avatar with Bhudevi and Sri Devi. Sri Devi, obviously Lakshmi, and Bhudevi is Mother Earth. So lots of the South Indian temples, when you go, you will have Bhudevi and Sri Devi together. They are always prayed together, or they are always worshipped together. So over here again, how in the Brahma Samhita, how they glorify the Lord, and how every part of his body, like the eyes, are like the sun and the moon, like how you have that Mahapurusha avatar, a similar type. And then how the shape of the Lord is, how huge the body was, like a big mountain. And plus the strength over there, and the hardness over there, like how strong, as strong as the Himalaya mountains, actually. And obviously you can see how the Lord, the poet Jayadeva, he does the Dashavatara sloka, and he literally glorifies the Lord of all the different incarnations, how from the Matsya till the end, till Kalki avatar, he glorifies the Lord. So that is what is described in this verse of 27. In the 28, again over here, Srila Prabhupada is trying to say that even though the body looks like a hog or a boar, basically it is all very transcendental, and it is just like I mean, his body is very, very pure. So it is not like any materialistic thing as we think. Like even when the fish came out, or the kurma came, or the varaha came, or the narsimha came, the bodies are all transcendental. It gives the form of that particular animal, but they are transcendental. And over here, the quality of the boar is again said over here, because he can dig out from the deepest parts of the ocean. So he's got a very powerful a sense, which is called the sense of smell. And through the smell, he has to search imagine such a big ocean, and that big Garbhodaksha Vishnu, you'll have a small tiny earth, and you have to really search for it. And unless you have that scent, you will not be able to find it. Like how we have, we see like how we have police dogs and all that, right? How they can go and search for a particular thing if they're trained like that way. But over here, Lord, in this form, because the sense of smell is so strong, that was required to search the earth. And that is why this particular form was taken. And Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain over here, as we said before, that this huge feature, sometimes you see this big, huge features, and some people get scared, but some people do not. So the people who get scared are usually non-devotees, and the devotees always, because we always see God in everything, so we do not get scared. And that is a pure devotee. So therefore, over here, the Lord is not at all fearful to the devotees. And Srila Prabhupada is trying to is explaining over here that the glances are so pleasing upon all devotees that you feel really, really happy upon looking at Lord Varaha. And then obviously we said over here that how the ocean also gets scared while the Varaha avatar just tries to get into it. Now, over here they're trying to say that how Earth is much more superior than the all the Patala planets. But I just thought I should try to, I was trying to bring you one thing about the Varaha avatar. It is taken from one of the devotees had explained. So I wanted to read this a bit. I know it'll be a little bit different, but I think it'll be useful. So we have we did say in the previous verses that there are they describe two types of Varavatar. One is Shweta Varavatar and the other one is Rakta Varavatar, So over here it says that according to Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Lord appeared as Varaha twice. Once as Adi Varaha or Shweta Varaha in the Swayambhuva Manu, or the first Manvantara actually. And another time as Neela Varaha or Rakta Varaha in the sixth Manvantara or Chakshusha Manvantara. As Shweta Varaha, he retrieved the earth from the depths of the Garbhodaka Vishnu. And as Neela Varaha, he killed a powerful demon named Hiranyaksha. So this article describes the appearance and activities of these two divine boar incarnations of the Supreme Lord. Adi Varaha or Shweta Varaha. Let's listen to that one. So that is in the first Manvantara. Okay, Swayambhuva Manu. We know that there are 14 Manvantras, and out of which we are in the 7th Manvantara, and we're talking about the first Manvantara now. So over there again, you know how in every Manvantara again, everything repeats by itself, yeah? So Lord Brahma, he was the first created being in this universe. Then we know that he came from Lord Vishnu's navel, from the lotus, yeah? And then Lord Vishnu only gave him all the knowledge, and then and given him a task that how to populate this universe with various types of entities. So then once as Brahma was obviously he does many other things, but it doesn't happen. Then comes the appearance of Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa, and we all know that there are 14 Manus in a day of Brahma, and which is about 100,000 Deva Yugas. Now, so Brahma contemplated. Now, what happens is that in this, the first Swayambhuva Manu was ready to go by the Brahma's instruction as we were talking, but there was no place to perform because the earth was merged in the Garbhodaka Vishnu. So then, how Brahma was trying to meditate and to see how he could get the earth from, basically he was asking for help. He was asking for help and how to get the earth from the bottom of the ocean. So over here, the dialogue goes like this way, So he says, like, while I'm creating, the earth has been inundated. What can we do? Let the Almighty Lord direct us. So this is when they will try to pray to the Lord. Then a small form of boar known as Shweta Varaha in the size of a thumb came out of Brahma's nostril, and within a moment it grew gigantic in the sky like a great elephant. So they're just repeating the same thing what we are saying over here. Now, because the earth was submerged in the ocean, then obviously he appears as a white boar to retrieve the earth, and we know that. So how does the boar's roar dispel fear? So they're trying to see how they are trying to take every part of the description of the Lord. They're trying to glorify over here. So seeing the gigantic mountains like boar, Brahma and his sons were struck with wonder. To enliven them, then the Lord Varaha rose tumultuously. And because Brahma and the other Brahmanas have the divine knowledge about the Supreme Lord, they are obviously not very scared, and they know about his multi-incarnations. So they call this roar as very, very auspicious and of the Lord, and it echoes in all directions. Why does it echo in all directions? Because it wants to reassure all his devotees that I am here, I am here, so that they can be fearless. So hearing this thundering roar of Lord Vishnu, they say they didn't become fearful. They were more and more fearless. And so in a way, this roar is also telling, one way all the devotees will say, okay, the Lord has arrived, so we don't have to worry. But it also tells all the demons that, okay, now your time has come. Yeah. And it's actually telling his appearance, his coming over here. So again, Varaha is also, he's a personification of the Vedas now. Now these Vedas are, they are the breath of the Supreme Lord. And then this breath, was inhaled by Brahma, who was enlightened with this knowledge, we all know, by the Supreme Lord himself. Now, because the Lord Varaha appeared from the nostril of Brahma, when he breathed out, so Varaha is said to be the personification of the Vedas. This Veda Vitana Murti. So all the sages of the higher planets, Jana, Tapa, and Satyaloka, they started mantras from the three Vedas praising the Varaha Deva. So Srila Prabhupada writes that whenever there is a glorification of the Lord, it is to be understood that Vedic mantras are being rightly vibrated. So the Lord was pleased with such Vedic mantras, and to encourage his devotees, he rose once more time, and then he enters into the water to rescue the submerged earth. Then over here, again, how it has been explained over here is that, again, that Lord has no material form, but he, and his form is always understood in the term of Vedas. So we should take that his form to be as Vedas. So because the Lord is the personified Vedic knowledge, he is the destroyer of all material contamination. Now, how did Shweta Varaha rescue the earth? Obviously, we know how he enters into the earth, into the water, and then again the same thing what we said. And then he, with his tusks, he digs the earth out from the bottom of the ocean, and he brings it out, and then he nicely, softly places it on the ocean. Now, I think we are talking about, let's go to the Neela Varaha or the Rakta Varaha, and that's in the 6th Manvantara now. So in the 6th Manvantara, what happens? So the event just now we spoke was in the 1st Manvantara for the Shweta Varaha avatar. Now over here, what happens in the 6th Manvantara? How the Lord is protecting the earth, he kills the demon Hiranyaksha. So what are the consequences of this ultimately union? So Kashyapa Muni, now again this is a story we start off. Again, we know last time we were talking about it, but then maybe I'll have to repeat a bit. So Kashyapa Muni, was the son of Brahma, and one of his wives, Diti, and obviously We know that she wanted to have a child, and then being impatient, then she has a child at the most inauspicious time, and that is when these two children are born. Diti will have these children who will become demons in the life, And so how did these devotees become demons? Because how about the four Kumaras, how they come and then they want to go and see Lord Vishnu, and then these Jai Vijay, who are the doorkeepers, and they would not allow him to allow the four Kumaras to go and see Lord Vishnu. So the four Kumaras went to Vaikuntha to see Lord Vishnu, and then they crossed the seven doors, 7 gates. So without any problem, they went through the 6 gates. But when they entered at the 7th gate, where you will the next gate when you open, you will see Lord Vishnu. Then Jai Vijaya said, "No, you can't go in now. You can't go in." And when the Kumaras really get upset, how can you not let us in? Why are we not allowed to go? Where is the possibility of an enemy coming to Vaikuntha? They get really very, very annoyed. And then what happens? They really curse the doorkeeper Jai Vijaya, saying that you are going to go to the material world, and so that you will have to fulfill your vices, So at that time Jai Vijaya will realize, oh my God, what a mistake they have done, and they'll fall at the feet of the Kumaras, and that and pray that they will never forget the Lord. They cannot go anywhere because they can never forget the Lord. Because once you go to the material world, you'll always forget the Lord, first thing. So then Kumara is also very soft-hearted. They'll feel like, they'll see like, oh my God, these people are, they are understanding the problem. So they feel repentant, and then they say, okay. Then Lord Vishnu obviously appears over there, and he tries to pacify. But then I think we are what Vishnu actually tries to apologizes in front to the Kumaras. I don't know how far that is true, but because he likes Jai and Vijay a lot, and it's just like the children, so he says, okay, just forgive them, and he tried to tell Kumaras, but you have given my doormen, the punishment to become demons in the material world, but they will very soon return back to me, meditating on me in anger. So in anger, when they meditate, then that is the time they will come back. So ideal master takes responsibility for the mistakes of his servants and helps them without disowning them. So does God like to fight? So the Kumaras, then they'll pray to the Lord, circumambulate, and then they go off. Then Lord Vishnu will speak to Jaya and Vijaya. He says, don't worry. You will have the material mentality of the demons, but you'll always be thinking of me all the time. All the time you'll be thinking of me. So when you see all these demons, you'll be thinking, because they will put the fear in mind of Lord Vishnu to them, right? This is the most powerful person. This is whom I want to kill. So that is why Jai Vijaya, the demons, Hiranya, Hiranyakashipu and all, they will be thinking about the Lord all the time. And that is how they'll come back to Lord. So they will say, I will experience pure happiness by fighting with you too. So the Lord will say, also try to pacify, that whenever I fight with you too, I will feel very, very happy. So only the devotees can satisfy the Lord in every respect. And so then Jaya and Vijaya will leave the Vaikuntha and enter Diti's womb. And after 100 years of pregnancy, then Diti gives birth to her twin sons. Then the Kashyapa will name them as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Then we know the Hiranyakashipu, obviously he wanted to control the 3 worlds, and then Hiranyaksha wanted to travel all over the universe with the fighting spirit. And then obviously they become very powerful. Then the demigods become really, really scared, and then desiring to really have this sport, game. They enter into the ocean, and they reach this place called Vibhavari, which is in the ocean. It is the capital of Varuna. And that is where he will try to provoke Lord Varuna to come and fight for him. But Varuna will say, I have become so old, only I cannot fight you anymore. And let Lord Vishnu come, and he'll satisfy your desire to fight, So then Hiranyaksha he'll learn from Narada Muni that where the Lord is. And then he goes into Garbhodaka Vishnu. And then he sees the Lord in the form of a boar. and with the earth on his tusks. He criticizes the Lord with all different names. He calls out his names and calls out like, you're like an animal, a forest dweller, you're lowest of the demigods, and so on. He just wants to see how people are, they fall down so low that they'll be starting to call they very low types of names. So, but over here they say, obviously, Lord will feel a bit bad. But then he will just leave the earth over there and he'll come back to fight with Hiranyaksha. And after the fierce battle, then the Lord obviously will kill him. And then he falls, the demon falls down. And then obviously Hiranyaksha becomes obviously liberated. And so Sri Prabhupada writes over here, like sometimes a father takes pleasure in having a mock fight with a small child. Similarly, Lord felt Hiranyaksha striking on his body to be like flowers offered for worship. In other words, the Lord desired to fight to enjoy his transcendental bliss. Therefore, he enjoyed the attack. So Lord, obviously, the Lord Varaha was glorified by the sages. How did they do? Namo namaste khila mantra devata द्रव्याय सर्वकृतावे क्रियात्मने वैराग्य भक्त्यात्मजाय नुभाविता ज्ञानाय विद्या gurave namo namaha. So the translation is, O Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are worshipable by universal prayers, Vedic hymns, and sacrificial ingredients. We offer our obeisances unto you. You can be realized by the pure mind, freed from all visible and invisible material contamination. We offer our respectful obeisances to you as the supreme spiritual master of knowledge in devotion service. So then Lord Varaha, obviously after his mission is fulfilled, he goes back to his abode. But there's also another story where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Murari Gupta, there's a story with that apparently, where when we go into I think Mayapur, that's the place where they say is very, very famous for Lord Varaha. So there's another story where I think this is another story where Lord Narsimha. I just thought maybe I should just quickly read that too. So there's a conversation going on over here where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be actually trying to talk to his associates over here. So this will be at Murari Gupta's house, Over here, what they say is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears as Lord Varaha at Murari Gupta's house. So I'm just going to read again this one a bit so that all of you all, I'm sure most of you all know the story, but for me it is new. So over here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that one day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been hearing the glories of Lord Varaha. And while he was relishing the mood of Lord Varaha, he came to the home of Murari Gupta. And at the time, he chanted the name Sukara, which is boar. It's the name of a boar. So Sanskrit, obviously for boar. So he chanted the name Sukara, and then Lord Chaitanya actually assumed the form of Lord Varaha while he was in the home of Murari Gupta. So Lord Varaha appears here in Navadvipa Dhama. So Murari Gupta's house is not far away on the parikrama apparently. He was a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra Murari Gupta. And he was very intimate associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during his early pastimes. So Lord Chaitanya, he expressed the form of Lord Varaha when he came to Murari Gupta's house. And this was certainly obviously quite bewildering for Murari Gupta to suddenly find Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this form. And so we see like how so Murari Gupta saw Lord Chaitanya into Lord Varaha, and then Lord Varaha picked up a water pot. So there was a water pot with a spout, And Lord Chaitanya, in his form of Lord Varaha, he picks up this water pot in his mouth, just as Lord Varaha would pick up the earth from the bottom of the Garbhodaka Vishnu. And in this way, Lord Chaitanya was revealing to his devotees that he is the Supreme Lord. And in his pastime, this is one way of showing that he said, in the past, you doubted who I am. Now you know who I am. Now you can see who I am. So when he asked Murari Gupta to offer prayers, Murari Gupta was apparently very astounded, and it was difficult for him to glorify. But then Lord Chaitanya began to speak to Murari Gupta, and he told him that there are people who worship the Vedas. But he said there is a particular wretch in Kasu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is getting very angry with this particular person called Prakashananda, who is a Mayavadi, and it is hurting him so much because the way how he is teaching the spirituality. So he says, there is this wretch in Kashi named Prakashananda, and he cuts me to pieces with his teaching of the Vedas. So the way he was teaching Vedas is not right, and that is really hurting Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we know that how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, I mean, very, very, such a big scholar he was, and he goes everywhere to defeat these Mayavadis. So he goes onto his spiritual journey. He goes to the south, and then he goes to Kashi, and then he comes back to Puri. So Prakashananda, he was of course the leader of the Mayavadi sannyasis in Banaras, and later on Lord Chaitanya would go there to Banaras and deliver Prakashananda. So Chaitanya, in Chaitanya Mahabhagavata, it has been obviously described that Lord Chaitanya was already aware of this Prakashananda, and he describes that his words were really hurting him. So why do the Mayavadis' words cut the body of the Lord to pieces? Because they deride his personal form, the Mayavada. They will particularly recite a statement from the Vedas which said the Lord has no arms and he has no legs. He cannot see, but he knows everything. He has no ears, but he can hear everything. He has no eyes, but he can see everything. So this is where they feel like how much they're deriding the Lord. So they give importance to the Lord, that the God has no personal form, and this is what actually the Lord doesn't like. So the form of Lord Varaha over here, again, as we say, we did describe that time how they are Vedas personified, because they came from the breath of Brahma. So the breath is the knowledge. So that we know that how Vedas are personified with the Lord. So again, I mean, this is the same place again. We are again going to the same history. So I was wondering whether, since Mataji was singing so beautifully, I was wondering, like, if Mataji could sing the Dashavatar song. I don't know, which Jayadeva Goswami had done. Do you think that's okay, Mataji, if somebody can sing that song? No?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. If you help me, then I can
Yeah,
sing
it
it
is
for you.
Pralaya Payodi Jale.
If I don't have the lyrics, if somebody
It
can
is
put them up.
PR. You can write down Mataji, it'll come up in KK songs.
Okay.
Pralaya, Pralaya, Payodhi, Payodhi, Jale, Jale. It'll come up now.
Will you help me sing it, Mataji? Because I'm
Oh,
not
you can't get
confident.
it
I've never
out?
sung it by
Oh, I was thinking
myself.
Mataji was singing so beautifully, so I thought she could sing, but okay,
I
I'll
will
sing.
sing if you'll. Shall we sing together? If that's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You have the
Uh,
song in front of you?
I've got it in front of me. Yes.
And what Mataji, who was, I think other people also can sing, it'll be quite nice to sing. And it might be a bit of a echo, but it'll be nice that everybody could sing together.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I
Yeah.
can't share it. I'm not sure. What's the name of the bhajan? I will find it and share it in a
Yeah,
next.
Pralaya, Prala. This is Dashavatar song, Mataji.
Pralaya.
Yeah, Pralaya.
Yeah, Pralaya.
Payodhi,
Payodhi. Okay. Give me a few seconds and I'll find it.
Yeah,
Thank
it'll be there. So this is like, I mean, obviously we are glorifying the Lord Vishnu with his 10 different forms. And then some one of us can read off the verses, it will be quite nice. About it, Mataji? This Jayadeva Goswami is such a nice poet. He's a Gita Govinda. And he was from Orissa. Did you manage it, Mataji? Hare Krishna. Ah, it's coming up. Nice. That's very nice.
Is it
Beautiful.
this one, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Absolutely right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Is Mataji singing?
Yes, I will sing, and if you can sing along with me.
Okay, Mataji. Let's sing.
Okay,
I think
Hare
everybody should
Krishna.
sing.
Okay. Pralaya
Pralaya Payod
जले धृतवान् शिवेदम् विहितवहित्रचरित्रमखेदम् केशवधृतामीन शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश
Jagadish Hare. Jai
जय
Jagadish
जगदीश
Hare.
श्री तेरे
तेरे विपुल तरे तिष्ठ तव
तव
पृष्ठे धरणि धारण किल चक्रदेश
चक्रस्ते केशवत्रेता
कुल शरीरा जय
जय
जगदीश हरे
जय
जगदीश हरे
जय जगदीश हरे वसति दशन शिखरे धरणी तव
तव लग्ना
शशिकलङ्कफलितवनिमग्ना
शशिनि कलङ्कफलितवनिमग्ना केशवधृता
शुकर
रूपा जय
जय
जगदीश हरे
जय
जय जगदीश
जगदीश हरे जय
जय जगदीश
जगदीश
हरे
तव कर कमल रे
कमलवरेण
नाम अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भृंगा केशवद्रेता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे चलयसि नख निरजनिता जन पावन केशवधृता वामन रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे क्षत्रिय रुधिरामय जगद अपगत पापं स्नपयसि पायसि समित भवतापं केशवत्रेता भृगुपतिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। वितरसि दीक्षुरणे दिक्पातिकमनीयं दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयं केशवधृता रामशरीरा। जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। वह शिवपुषि विशदेवसनं जलदाभं हलहति भीतिमिलितयमुनाभं केशवधृता हलधर रूपा। जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। निन्दसे यज्ञविधेरहः श्रुति जाता सदा हृदयदर्शितपाशुघातं केशवधृता बुद्धशरीरा। जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। म्लेच्छनिवहनिधने कलरासिकरवालं धूमकेतुम् इव किमपि करालं केशवधृता कलकिशरीरा। जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। श्री जयदेव कवेरिदम् उदितम् उदारम् शृणु सुखदं शुभदं भवसारम् केशवधृता दशविधरूपा। जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। वेदानुधरते जगन्ति वहते भूगोलम् बिभ्रते दैत्यमदारयते बलिं चल्यते क्षत्रशयं कुर्वते कुलस्य जयते हलं कलयाते करुण्यम् अतवन्ते म्लेच्छाम् ऊर्च्छयते दशकृते कृष्णय तुभ्य नमः केशवधृता हरि
रूपा
जय जगदीश हरे, जय
जय
जगदीश
जगदीश हरे,
जय
जगदीश हरे।
जगदीश. Sorry, I sang it first time.
Bol,
Forgive
Hari
any
Bol.
mistakes.
Beautiful,
Beautiful.
Mataji.
It is so lovely. You made such a good attempt.
Mataji
Excellent.
beautifully sung. Very nicely, Mataji.
Hari
Please
bol.
sing more and more. It'll come nicely like honey. It'll come.
Oh, Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I didn't know this song. First time I sang it. Sorry for any mistakes.
No, no, very nicely sung, Mataji. Thank you so much. I don't know if anybody wants to do the reading of
Can
the
I do
verse.
Mataji?
Please, Mataji, please.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Translation. Hare Krishna. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a fish, all glories to you. You easily acted as a boat in the form of a giant fish, just to give protection to the Vedas, which had become immersed in the turbulent sea of devastation. O Krishna, O Lord of the universe, O Hari, who have assumed the form of a tortoise. All glories to you. In this incarnation as a divine tortoise, the great Mandara mountain rests upon your gigantic back as a pivot for churning the ocean of milk. From holding up the huge mountain, a large scar-like depression is put in your back, which has become most glorious. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a bow, all glories to you. The earth, which had become I merged in the Garbhadaksh ocean at the bottom of the universe, sits fixed upon the tip of your tusk like a spot upon the moon. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Hari, who have assumed the form of a half man, half lion, all glories to you. Lust, as one can easily crush a wasp between one's fingernails, so in the same way the body of the wasp like demon Hinakashipu has been ripped apart by the wonderful pointed nail on your beautiful lotus hands. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a dwarf Brahman, all glories to you, O wonderful dwarf. By your massive steps you deceive King Bali, and by the Ganges water that has emanated from the nails of your lotus feet, you deliver all living beings within this world. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a Bhrigupati, Parshuram, all glories to you. At Kurukshetra, you battle the earth in the
You
river. Kurukshetra, you bathe the earth in the river of blood from the bodies of he demonic Kshatriyas that you have slain. The sins of the world are washed away by you, and because of you, people are relieved room
from the blazing fire.
room the blazing fire of material existence. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who has assumed the form of Ramachandra, all glories to you. In the battle of Lanka, you destroy the 10-headed demon Ravan and distribute his heads as a delightful offering to the preceding deities of the 10 directions, headed by Indra. This action was long desired by all of them, who were much harassed by this monster. O Keshav, Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of Balram, the yielder of the pearl. All glories to you. On your brilliant white body, you wear garments the color of a fresh blue rain cloud. These garments are colored like the beautiful dark hue of river Yamuna, who feels great fear due to striking of your plowshare. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of Buddha, all glories to you, O Buddha of compassionate heart, your mercy, the slaughtering of poor animals performed according to the rules of Vedic sacrifice. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of Kalki, all glories to you. You appear like a comet and carry a terrifying sword for bringing about the annihilation of the wicked barbarian man at the end of the Kali Yuga. O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed these 10 different forms of incarnation, all glories to you. O readers, please hear this hymn of the poet Jayadev, which is most excellent, an awarder of happiness, a bestower of auspiciousness, and it is the best thing in this dark world. O Lord Keshav, I offer my obeisances unto you, who appear in the form of these 10 incarnations. In the form of Matsya, you rescue the Vedas, and as Kurma, you bear the Mandara mountains on your back. As Vara, you lift the earth with your tusk, and in the form of Narsimha, you tear upon the chest of the Daitya Hinakashipu. In the form of Vamana, you trick the Daitya Kali by
King, King Bali.
Bali by asking him for only 3 steps of land, and then you take away whole universe from him by expanding your steps. As Parshuram, you slay all of the wicked Kshatriyas, and as Ramachandra, you conquer the Rakshas king Ravan. In the form of Balram, you carry a plow with which you subdue the wicked and draw towards you the river Yamuna. As Lord Buddha, you show compassion towards all living beings suffering in this world, and at the end of the Kali Yuga, you appear as Kalki to bewilder the Malechas, degraded low class men. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much. And both the Matajis nicely recited, and Matajis, you're singing beautifully, Mataji. Please pursue that, please. You have a very good voice. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Is there any questions, anything you want to, comments, corrections, and questions, please? I think most of them have already left the call, I think. So,
Thank you for a beautiful class as usual. You explain everything so nicely. It was lots of nectar. Thank you very much for your humble service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maji. Thanks you so much for actually reciting and singing beautifully. It was really nice. And thank you for everyone for making this class a beautiful session today.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you all those who Prabhupada. So should we then do the ending prayers? Vaishnava prayers then.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, let's do that then.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
जय
प्रभुपाद की
जय।
श्री प्रभुपाद की
जय।
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mamta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much for
Thank
actually.
you, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you.